Oscar's is a classy French bistro, welcoming to families, and is very proud of its award-winning steak and chips.
We like to think of ourselves as a little bit timeless. We're kind of immune at Oscar's to changing fashions in food. What we do is simple French bistro food using simple ingredients cooked with class and care. Really, we wanted to give it an identity, and having worked a lot in France myself and having Pascal here, who's from Provence, we decided to give it the identity of being a French bistro.
Good French restaurant, you have to be a good food, atmosphere and service, and it should work like that. It's a small place, but it's like more a family. We have a family, I always say we have a family restaurant here. It's a place when you have to relax, you know, and service.
We're not about being trendy or fashionable, we're about being consistent and giving people what they want. So we do all of the classics that you'd expect: Moules Mariniere, goat's cheese salad, Brittany fish pie, and of course our signature dishes are steak and chips. Having a background in butchery, we have a choice really of what steak we can put on of the best quality, and we actually choose to put rump steak on as our signature dish. The reason being for that is rump steak, I think, has got the most flavour. It has a depth of flavour that isn't there in some of the more expensive prime cuts, and certainly the way that we prepare it and using the 21-day aged beef that we do, it's succulent and it's tender, and customers really enjoy it. In my opinion, the rump cap steak is the best steak you can put on a plate. People have often put off with rump because it has a tendency to be tough. However, it's not the rump steak that's normally tough, it's the connective tissue. Using French butchery methods, we take the cap off the rump and make them into wonderful single muscle steaks with just a beautiful piece of fat that crisps up when you eat it. When we're serving a steak in Oscar's, we know the origins of that steak, we know the farm that it comes from. Once we get that in to our shop, we mature it there for 21 days on the bone. So when that goes on the plate, we know that it's going to taste fantastic. All of our lamb comes from the Cornish coast. When we're using chicken, we're using free-range chicken. And of course our pork, you know, I know the pork farmer Jimmy very well. And pork is a great ingredient when it's used correctly. At Oscar's we tend to use lovely braised cuts of pork because it fits in with our bistro feel. On a Tuesday night we do a set 3-course meal, which is kind of in the auberge tradition where you go along and don't have a choice of what you're doing. The surprising thing about that is a lot of people say, oh, I don't really like so-and-so when they come, but they eat it anyway and normally are surprised that perhaps it's a dish they hadn't had in many years and they loved it. It's now our second most busy night after Saturday. It's always full. We have a connoisseur's choice of wine where we've took the decision not to make the full margin of wine. So we've got Gevrey Chambertin 2004 on, we've got Chateauneuf de Pape, we've got all of your classic French wines on there, but we don't look to make 3 times markup on there. Some of these wines in other restaurants are 20 or 30 pounds more expensive, but we built up a real reputation for that, of being a place where you can have really top wine at reasonable, affordable prices. For me, nothing could be better than a big dish of Moules Mariniere with some French bread to mop it up, a nice rump steak cooked rare with crispy bistro cut chips, followed by a plate of French farmhouse cheese, and then maybe a little bit of lemon tart to finish it off, and a good coffee with a Butler Côte de Rhône. For me, that's perfect.